Because even the women, sometimes we get abused by men. And if you don't want to be abused, it will not happen. It will not, because of the power that you have as a woman.
What is that power? For example, with the stats GBV in South Africa, what is that power? How can women actively avoid getting killed by men and getting beaten by men with that power?
Besides, it doesn't start by beating. It starts by emotional being abused.
Okay.
It starts slowly, and you as a woman, you don't stand up and say, you don't talk to me like that. And slowly, it becomes, they come, it escalates. Kancane kancane. Bese umuntu uyabona ukuthi ke or akuputhe in a corner where he wants you to be, but it's also about we allow.
What about women like Uyinene and the girls in Mamelodi that were killed by a man that they've not even had an emotional encounter with? In fact, one of them was dating the partner, but the other one was just a random bystander, including a male friend. In where does the emotional abuse take place before then?
We're talking about two different things: the GBV, the gender-based violence, and the violence that would be abused at home by somebody you know. There are also crazy men out there, and I normally say that women are hated, but for being a woman is like you've committed a sin.
But I want to understand the power you're referring to and how women can use it, saying that they're
no. When you are in a relationship, there is power there.
Okay.
Because when somebody proposes to you, there will be red flags. From the beginning, this is not the tone that I like, this is not the control that I like. And then you do to please.
So what is the power there? The suspicion of red flags?
There's a choice.
So the power is the choice.
The power is the choice.
The choice to say,
no,
we're not dating. Or no, don't speak to me in that manner.
I don't want to date you. Or I can see that if I date this one's gonna do this to me. And even when you're dating, when they start to do that, you've got the power.
Mamfungi, do you know that young women in South Africa today are afraid to say no to men? Because when you say no, you may lose your life. So how do you say no to a man that appears to be a red flag without having to risk your life?
But if you say yes, are you not risking your life as well?
If you say yes, you can buy time. Maybe you can block him, you can relocate. If you say yes, you can find help. If you say no, you die there instantly. Which one is better?
When it comes to proposing, when he's still proposing to you?
Whether the person is still hitting on you or you're dating. The cost of no for women in South Africa is death.
Wow. Hi everybody, Sanwan and welcome to my channel. Do make sure that you're subscribed and also do like the video. So listen, you guys, I did not know this, but Mom Yvonne Chaka has a radio station that she founded. I think it's called Woman Radio or something like that. And it was the first time yesterday that I came across it on Instagram. And this lady here was having a conversation with her about, the problem that we have in our country, GBV, or let's just say the violence against women, in South Africa. And she made this point that she was making here, which is that, she does feel that women do have a power or do have power to stop or prevent abuse happening to them in relationships. If they can just pick up, I guess certain things when a man is speaking to them in those initial stages, besashelo. And I did try to go and look for a full interview because I really wanted to get the full context of what they were talking about. And I found, a few more, a few more clips, but I couldn't find the full interview. So I will just state that here, so that you know that I did not watch the full interview. But the other clips that I watched, they still just gave me the same picture, which is that it feels like she really does believe that women can do something or have the power to do something in terms of preventing some of these violent acts from happening to women. Let me say this, you guys. I love Mom Yvonne Chaka, okay? I love her. So I wanted to understand her. But I was struggling. Because it did feel like it's a kind of statement that somebody will make when they are really, really out of touch with what is happening with that particular subject. And honestly, when I thought about it, and I was like, it is a possibility that Mom Yvonne Chaka really would be out of touch when it comes to these subjects, because we have to remember that she actually got famous very, very early, and after she got famous, she never went back. She's not one of those people that got rich and then at some point got broke and then had to use taxis and had to work a normal job like everybody else. She's always been famous and doing very well for herself. So some of our normal human experiences, where we have to deal with men, and we have to be in situations where you have to just act like you are in danger, because most of the time you are. She hasn't dealt with those situations because of the life that she's living. So if I really had to make an excuse for her, I would say that it's that. I think that she's a little bit out of touch because of the life that she has lived. But I do feel like, of course, when somebody is proposing to you as a woman, you can say no if you pick up the red flags. But it's not everybody that will show you the red flags when you get into a relationship. Also, you guys, listen, there are so many times when, as women, you end up just having to smile at somebody and have a conversation with somebody when you don't want to, because you are scared that if you don't smile, if you don't respond, then what will happen to you is worse than what will happen to you if you just smile. You don't want to have a conversation. You don't like what they are saying or initiating with you, but you're like, you know what, the way that I can get out of the situation is just to smile and answer this person as politely as I can possibly be, and then so that I can get out of the situation alive. That is not a way to live, but that is how, as women, we live in South Africa. Recently, I watched a video on YouTube where this young girl was crying, was sobbing. And she was telling a story of how she was in a taxi, and at some point it just ended up being her and this man. And one guy was trying to propose to her and asking for her number. And she politely said, "No, I don't want to give you my number." And that was the worst thing that she did. And she got harassed in a taxi, and the driver just looked the other way. And the man was harassing her. The other men in the taxi were laughing. And the taxi driver just got on his phone and started having a conversation with somebody as if he is just avoiding dealing with the situation that was happening in a taxi. All that this young lady did was say, "No, I don't want to give you my number." So what this lady really was saying when she says the cost of saying no in South Africa for women, sometimes it's death. A person will kill you because you just said no. And Mom Yvonne was making it sound like sometimes you just have to say no, but it's almost like she doesn't understand that no can cost you a lot. It was a statement, you guys, that I felt that maybe, she didn't think about, enough before she said it. Maybe even me as a receiver of the message, I'm receiving a message as an emotional responder because I go through these things all the time. So maybe I'm not able to receive what Mom Yvonne Chaka was trying to say here. But I really did feel like she's out of touch when she says or makes comments in some of the things that she was talking about, especially when it comes to her saying women have the power to prevent or stop some of these violent acts that men end up doing against women. And guys, especially when it comes to women being killed, sometimes even by strangers, okay? How would you avoid a post office employee from killing you when you are trying to collect a parcel at the police station? How would you avoid being arred by a taxi driver and a conductor when you were just taking a taxi to go somewhere, see your boyfriend, and then how would you avoid them deciding that instead of driving you to the destination where they were supposed to take you, instead they are going to take you somewhere else and then argue the whole night? What woman power would you have been able to use there, especially when these instances happen to young women that are just living their innocent lives? So yeah, you guys, it was one of those things where I was like, okay. But anyway, you guys, listen, let's meet in the comment section, and maybe some of you will understand her better what she was trying to say here, and maybe some of you will not be responding so emotionally. Anyway, thank you so much, you guys, for watching this video. Please like it before you share it with your friends, with the family, and even with strangers. Nginithanda kakhulu.